Welcome here to another video. This is a 2-year review update video. The intro here filmed on the Ray-Ban Metas. See how good it does with the audio and everything. But don't worry, microphone and all that will be coming later. So this is a 2023 Tesla Model Y rear wheel drive. And as you can see, I'm using the lane assist function here and it works fantastic. There's a lot of things I like about this vehicle, some things I don't like. Stay tuned till later on, see if it was worth the purchase of this vehicle. Now you can see here I've done 56,144 kilometers, and during that time I've spent about $1,749 in electricity to charge it. How much would that cost in fuel? For a comparable vehicle, probably spending about $8,000 to $9,000 in gasoline, plus your oil changes. You'd have to do quite a few oil changes during that time. If you're changing at 5,000 kilometers or 10,000 kilometers, it's going to vary. But each of those is going to be about $80. Here, nothing. You don't have to do anything, haven't had to do anything. The only thing I've done to this vehicle is put winter tires on, which again, that would be an expense that any normal vehicle driving in southern Ontario would need to do. So that's just what I would call a standard cost. Doesn't really change from vehicle to vehicle if you're in the region that I'm living in. Today's video has been sponsored by MAGBAK. MAGBAK I've been using for years, and you've seen it at the beginning of this video here holding my phone there, and it is a charging accessory, the MAGBAK charger, that flows seamlessly with Tesla's design, fits in perfectly, and charges your phone much better than the Tesla chargers that are provided with a Tesla. That's the biggest downside of Tesla. Paired with this charger, I have the MAGBAK case, which has this awesome pop-up design at the bottom in order to keep your phone up horizontal or vertical if you want to put your phone up kind of like a stand and watch a video, or just have it in your view on your desk. The case is also super strong, super durable, and it has these nice grips on the side and aluminum buttons on it for that premium feel. As well, with the case, it does come with a screen protector, which you can install if you'd like, or you could leave it off. But the bottom of the case here has this pinky rest, so you can firmly rest it on your pinky and it feels great. Now, this combo here is amazing and works very well and has upgraded magnets as well, so it really connects to the MAGBAK charger there, as well as a fridge or a door, a magnetic backing, so you can just throw it on anything metallic, and press my camera button there. And from here, now I can record basically this section here, and it's super handy. Awesome accessory. I've been using MAGBAK chargers and phone cases for years now. Highly recommend it. Use the link down in description for 15% off. And thanks again for MAGBAK for sponsoring today's video. So one problem I did have with this Tesla Model Y is that I had an airbag sensor light malfunction going on with the passenger seat. They actually ended up fixing that with software updates, and now there is like a sensor up in the top center that they're utilizing for the airbag sensor for these front seats. I think it also may work for the rear seats too. I'm not 100% sure on that, but I know for sure, talking to the tech, that this sensor here in the front works for the front seats. And with that being said, I had an error there for a long time, and it was causing me issues. And then as soon as the tech came out, he's like, you have a sunglasses holder there blocking the sensor, so it's not going to work. The sensor is not going to function, and your airbag passenger sensor is not going to function properly because of that. So we removed that, and lo and behold, I haven't had that error pop up since. So I felt pretty dumb. That was one of those things that they had updated over time as a software update here in the Tesla. So I wouldn't recommend blocking this portion up here in between the two visors. Some things that I don't like about the ride after, driving lots of other vehicles, this Model Y obviously driving over 56,000 kilometers on. And we did have a Model 3 that we drove around 36,000 kilometers before we sold that. We sold that 1 year ago to go down to just this vehicle because we weren't needing two vehicles at the time. Now we're back at that point of needing two vehicles. So vehicle delivery coming soon. Stay tuned for that video. Some things that I don't like about this would be the suspension. Can be a little bit harsh, a little bit bumpy at times, and that can be a bit of an annoyance, a bit of a hassle. So that's one thing that I'm not particularly fond of, especially on those longer road trips. Can be a little bit bumpy, but overall that's a minor grievance. As far as how does this do on road trips, absolutely great. We've driven it to Florida and back three times over the last year and a half, and that each time is about 5,000 kilometers, so we can call 15,000 kilometers of driving on this vehicle as road trip kilometers. That's been great. Charging, even though it is a rear wheel drive, hasn't been an issue. You basically need to charge every 2 to 2.5 hours. Sometimes it makes you stop an hour and a half later. Depending on how your bladder is, or if you have kids, can work great, that 1.5 hour timeline. I find actually that it's nice, although there are times where the kids have just fallen asleep and I'm like, I don't want to stop right now. So that can be a bit of a hassle at times. Overall, we're able to drive to Florida and back in 2 days with just one evening hotel stay. So it does work out really great. It doesn't really add that much time, especially considering that you do have to stop for a lunch break, dinner break, bathroom breaks. So you're charging about 6 to 7 times in a day. So likely you're going to stop around that many times anyways. If not, you can hold your bladder better than I can. I think my favorite thing about Teslas in general is that when you put your blinker on, you have the camera pop up on the screen there, and it shows you your blind spot, which just makes it so much easier to switch lanes quickly and efficiently and actually trust that no one's there. Like, you can glance in your mirror typically as you're driving, but you may miss a vehicle that's within a blind spot there, or that's further back that you may not notice. Here, when you put your blinker on, it shows you the camera and it'll alert you if there's a vehicle there. Throw the Ray-Bans on. As well, you have this UI here that'll show you where vehicles are. So it's super handy that way. And say if I were to put my blinker on, which I'll do right as we get closer to this vehicle, if I put my blinker on, it'll show a red bar there on to not cross, and then when it's clear it'll do that. So it just makes it easier. When there's a lot going on, there's a lot of traffic, you need to keep your eyes ahead of you on the road. All these little functionalities here help so that you're not putting your head all the way out this way and taking your eyes off the road. You can keep your eyes on the road, check your blind spot nice and easily there in the corner of your eye, and just continue on going. Now, if you're interested in learning more about how it does in the winter time, I've got some videos up, but I'll have even more winter content coming this winter, so you're going to want to subscribe to the channel and check that out. But go back, check out some of my previous videos, winter videos on the Model Y, the Model 3, the Cybertruck. So there's quite a bit of content on Teslas and how they handle in the winter, and I'm going to have even more Tesla content coming for you soon, vehicle delivery and some more stuff. So stay tuned. There is more content coming, especially as we head to winter. Winter seems to be prime time for you viewers that want to check out the vehicle, see how it does in the winter time, and I want to bring you that content as an experienced Tesla owner here in the Great White North of Canada.